open up. You open up.
Hello, this is Shaika, also known as Shy.
And this is Christine, also known as Schmel.
And we are Flawless
Inspiration.
Today we want to talk about being honest with each other.
What?
Like, what triggered us to talk about this subject? Was it because of what?
I don't think it was something specifically that happened to us, but
Yeah.
I think we brought the subject up and then we're like, you know what, we got to touch on it because it even happened to us.
Absolutely.
Or it happens to us.
Absolutely.
And we're really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it happens probably to other people and it happens continuously with me because I don't like confrontation.
Yes, yes.
Not that I'm afraid of somebody or...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just don't like to argue with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I might take the route of not saying anything versus saying something and going through that confrontation, which confrontation can be healthy.
Oh, absolutely. Like me, I welcome it. Because for me personally, I feel like being, not to say that I have always been honest, don't get me wrong, but I do like the challenge of having an interchangeable conversation and dialogue with somebody so I can better understand the person.
Absolutely.
And in order for us to be able to kind of respectfully agree or disagree, that's honestly why I do enjoy it.
Yeah, and I know that you've challenged me sometimes to see if I'll say something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah, and sometimes I purposely do it because I kind of, like, as I'm getting to know you more and more, it's just like I know you have something on your mind. I know you want to say something. So for me, I don't want you to be afraid to say it. Not to say that you're afraid of me, but afraid of, like, how our relationship is going to kind of keep going. Because sometimes people feel like just because you have a disagreement, oh my God, the friendship is done. Honestly, I have to attribute this to one of my closest friends who I'm closest friends with till now. My friend Jennifer. We've been friends. It's been a long time. It's been as long as I've been with my husband, actually before that. So that's almost running 20 years. And she was honestly the first friend that called me out on my shit. And for me, you know, for anybody in general, if somebody's not going to check you, you're probably going to keep doing it, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was dating at the time and I totally committed to doing something with my friends and I totally ditched my friends to go on a date with someone and she called me out. She's like, you know what, Shaika, you are dead wrong. You're messed up. You know, this is what other people are saying, which is other friends that were amongst our group. But the thing is that they never said anything. They would talk junk about me and not tell me to my face. And she just was very honest with me. She's like, I love you, girl, but you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Do better. We're going to still be friends, right? You know? And to me, I just totally respect that. And honestly, that really opened my eyes as far as being honest. Now, I am generally an honest person and I'm very direct. And some people don't receive that well, I would just say. You know what I mean?
I've always liked that about you, though. You know, I've always said that. I do appreciate directness rather than indirectness or nothing at all.
Right. You know?
Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming in a sense. Not for you, necessarily you, but just sometimes in general, like somebody just being honest because they're making you acknowledge your truth when you don't want to.
Oh, that's powerful because I've done that too. You know what I mean? You kind of deflect or you get defensive. But a lot of times if you're defensive, sometimes it's like, it's probably because it's kind of right and you just don't want to own it. You know what I mean? Like, we've all been there. You know? You know, so I just know that I just have to work more so on my delivery, and Christine has told me that multiple times. It's not what you say, because at the end of the day, people know generally from my heart I don't mean bad.
Yeah, because I think Shaika is so passionate that her passion comes through her delivery.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not that Shaika's aggressive, but she's just so excited to kind of deliver it.
Yeah, whether it be good, bad, or whatever, I kind of deliver everything the same.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's because she's so passionate, and I think that it could be interpreted wrong, even though it's not wrong at all.
Right.
You know?
Right. You know, because I just generally want to see the best in everybody.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
honestly, and I really hold people accountable because I hold myself to a high degree of accountability. And I just hate when people just don't acknowledge that they have to grow and they have to just accept certain things about themselves because I know that they would grow. But I also had to realize that it's not my place to.
I was just about to say that.
Right?
Yeah, like she gets very, very upset when somebody's not living to their full potential, and I have to tell her, you know, Shy, that's very, like, wearing on her.
Yes, it is.
You know?
Yeah, you told me that. Like, Shaika, you can't worry about that.
You can't, because you, like, we'll take me for an example. I know Chay gets frustrated with me because I'm supposed to be starting my Schmo Alert page, right? My fashion channel.
Yes.
And I know she gets frustrated with me, but Chay, all her frustration is still not going to make me want to go out and do it. I have to do it. I have to find it within me.
Yes.
You know?
It's just like, Shaika, all you have to do is just do what you have to do for yourself, and people may just be inspired to then do things because you're doing it. Because it
does inspire me. When I see you doing your thing, I'm like, wow, look at my girl. Like,
yes.
Yeah, we have this together, but when I see you doing your thing, I'm like, my girl's doing her thing. Like, that's inspiration in itself.
Yes.
So just watching you inspires me rather than you kind of getting frustrated. Although I appreciate your frustration coming from a good place.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I know that, but maybe somebody else, or I think most times people know that it's coming from a good place, but when people don't want to acknowledge that they're not where they're supposed to be, they can get frustrated with themselves and you.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm calling, and I have like a kind of no nonsense kind of attitude. I'm gonna keep it 100. I really do.
And you don't like BS.
I really don't.
And you don't like the excuses.
I don't.
Because you know that you overcome it and you do what you need to do, that there's no excuses, but not everyone's built like Chay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's built differently. Everybody has different experiences. I just know in my heart that honestly, if I could do something, anybody could do the same thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes a lot of people will say, oh my God, well, it's so easy for you and it's this and it's, no, it's not. It's never easy. Just like it's hard for you, it's hard for me too. I'm just that willing to overcome and I don't care. Like, I don't care about the roadblocks. I don't care.
Well, the good thing is that you make it look flawless.
Thank you. My lack of being honest was a fear of offending people, you know what I mean? And then it's almost to a certain extent that I used to think that something was wrong with me just because people can't receive my delivery a certain way. And I had to learn, like, okay, well, yes, I do. While I know that I do have to work on my delivery, at the end of the day, I have to be true to myself and who I am as well. And it's not an excuse to say, oh, I'm the way I am and people just have to accept it. That's not the excuse that I'm coming up with. But it's like, okay, well, Shaika, you need to be able to tell people directly certain things in order for you to feel better about yourself, and your lack of not telling them is not going to help the situation either.
Agreed.
And that might end up also affecting the relationship, because what I'm going to do is, to be honest, it's like if I feel like I'm not getting it anywhere with certain people, I kind of fall back. You know what I mean? Because that's like I don't want to have but again, it's me putting myself in that place, and I have to realize like I can't keep putting myself in a place where I'm almost like judging the person just because they're not doing things that I feel like they should be doing, because honestly speaking, that's what I feel like I've been doing, and I have to acknowledge that, you know what I mean?
I just really need to focus, whether it's my friendship or if I'm trying to be in a relationship with somebody, I need to stop suppressing stuff and speak in my mind.
Yes.
I like back to confrontation, not even just confrontation, sometimes I'm just so weird about sometimes speaking my mind. I'll speak my mind to my children. But sometimes I'll be like, nah, I'm not going to say anything. And I've done it to maybe you.
Yeah,
You know?
Because there's been times where we've had a conversation, not in the moment, but after the fact, we'll revisit the conversation. And I'm like, I know you really wanted to say things. You should have said it.
Yeah, she has. And I'm like, and then I think, well, why didn't I? But I think I need to stand in my truth a little more and just be honest with how I feel.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you know what? If it causes a little feathers to be ruffled, oh well. I'm not going to fight Shaika. I'm not going to end my friendship with Shaika.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm just going to stand in my truth. You know?
And honestly, like, that's why I respect you so much, and the friends that can take... We'll have a blown out argument, and at the end of the argument, we're like, okay, okay, I apologize for getting a little too much, doing too much or whatever. And we move on. What are we holding on to the argument for? You know what I mean?
I've been in arguments with people like that before, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad that's good, and we did this.
Yeah, like, honestly, me and her, like, our first argument was, like, this year, whatever, and she was just ready to, like, well, whatever.
Like, we were about to not even do Flawless Inspiration, knowing that that's what I really wanted to do, and I was going to let Chay leave.
Yeah, and I had to stand there, you're not going to fight for this?
I know, and then
But it was dope that we got through it. We hugged it out. We literally had, it was just a difference of because we're gonna go through things.
Yeah, because we're two different people.
We're two different
people.
Just
like, you know, your relationships with every single person obviously is gonna be different.
Yeah. So there was things about Christine that I hadn't realized until we kind of got into this journey, and it brought us even closer, you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, like I'm realizing like she's not as perfect as I thought she was. And I mean, like there's a lot of challenges that we both face, but we're overcoming it. And we're still going through a lot that we still have to acknowledge and overcome, but like we're doing it together. Yeah. We're trying our best. We're motivating each other as best as we can. Now being more honest with each other.
Exactly, yeah. And we've had these conversations a lot. So I think that helps me too, where I know that I can be truthful with Chay. Even if I don't want that confrontation, I think that I'm more willing to be open with Chay, you know, and appreciate her honesty. And I think that's important with your friends to just be honest with each other, you know. I know a lot of people are so used to just drawing people out, like,
yes, oh, she has
I don't need them, I don't need that. But we do need friends. Like, we need friends. We need people that love us. Yes. Like, she loves me. I love her. I want to see her be the best in the world that she could be.
Same here, man.
You know,
same
like,
here.
But that's hard to come by. Not everyone's rooting for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You find those people, like, you have to hold on to them and not let your stubbornness oversee that. Stubbornness and me just suppressing stuff has messed up relationships for me, friendships for me. Like, it's not healthy. You know?
It really
for
isn't.
Me, per se.
Yeah.
It's not healthy.
It really. Our whole point is just be honest with your friends about how you feel. You know, suppressing it doesn't help the situation at all whatsoever. You're just basically gonna kind of keep holding on. You're gonna have like ticks in your heart, like in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Resentment towards them.
Yeah, you're gonna start forming.
Exactly, you're gonna. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're gonna start forming resentment. When if you could have just vocalized how you felt, that could have just taken care of the situation.
Honestly, yes.
Because our mind is powerful, man, and the thoughts that we have about somebody, if we don't vocalize how we feel, becomes such a huge issue.
It is, and then half the time something happens and it had nothing to do with anything. The friendship is that worth it to you? To me, it's worth just having a conversation.
I agree.
Because if you just let people just disappear from your life, then you're gonna end up looking around and no one's gonna be there.
Yeah, and sometimes I fear that because of me being so like
a fear of not having anyone, so almost like you pushing people away. So you don't want to be alone, but you're almost making it so that way you be alone.
I always self-analyze myself because I always want to be better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I don't want to be alone. I mean, I love my friends. So many that are so wonderful, and I don't want to lose my friends. But sometimes I know that I need to work on just
just saying yes, because then it's gonna have boundaries. Certain things might be bothering you that the person's saying or doing, and you're not saying anything. You're just kind of keeping it in your heart, and then you're like in the back of your mind, you're like, this person is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah, and how do I give an opportunity to the person that is getting on my nerves to know that maybe that's a downfall that they have, and then they could work on that.
Exactly.
And if nobody that they might have that effect on multiple people, just like I might have that effect on multiple people. But if nobody tells me,
how can you be better?
Exactly.
Yeah, and to me, I'm about telling people so they can be better. It's not anything but just to make you better.
Exactly, and that's why I told you about your delivery, because I love Chay, and I just want her to be the best she could be, and I believe that Chay is so passionate and loving, and I don't want her to ever be perceived as anything different than that. That's why I say, Chay, you have to work on your delivery a little, because I think, I think she's amazing. I just don't want her to be perceived in a different light,
Yeah, which is understandable, and for me, I pay attention to how I am towards people. I don't ever want to come off that way. There's a lot that comes with it, but growing and changing and developing is nothing wrong with that. And if it's a true friend, in my opinion, they're not going to be on the bandwagon thinking that you're doing justice by acting ignorant. They're going to tell you when you're wrong, and they're going to hold you accountable for when you're wrong. I mean, to each his own, but that's the type of friendships that I personally want. I don't want anybody on my bandwagon. I don't want, I don't need anybody telling me how great and grand I am, because honestly, I should feel that way regardless if I have people by my side or not. What I do want is people that will make me be better. That's just what I want.
Agreed. Agreed. Me too.
Yeah, and hold me accountable. If I'm doing something that's making you personally feel offended, I want to know about it so I can fix it. How am I going to give you how am I going to ever have the opportunity if you don't tell me anything? That's just selfish.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. But thank you so much as always.
Thank you. Yes.
And peace, love, and blessings. Bye.